Hey guys, Malrik here. Welcome back to another Watch Your Rams video. We're back to take a look at May's update, which is coming up next week, and also to take a brief look at the new hero, Malrik, which is coming to the game soon. So, yeah, update announcement. We can see the fancier one first. Basically, there's three different things coming to the game next week. First of all, it's live arena. It's called Honors Gauntlet, which, in my opinion, should not be coming to this game because we already have enough things. The way it is, I don't think people want to spend time playing a live arena where you're going to be only matched with people in your server or rather your region. So yeah, I think it's a very small base for 6x to fight with, and as a result, it's just gonna be a landslide for some folks. And yeah, I just don't like the idea that another mode where we have to set aside gear and everything just to participate in the gauntlet, because you need 18 different units, if I'm not wrong, to fight here competitively. Next thing is new gear rate. I also don't really like this for the fact that it doesn't offer any new stuff. I think if they made it more clear as to like ancient drop rates increases, demon shards increase, or the forging material increasing, that will make it more interesting for us. The fact is that they did not state any of that. Everything looks exactly the same. But I do like the new challenge. I will enjoy the part where we try to attempt to complete those content. But I don't like the fact that we once again have no visibility on what's going on in these new stages. And then last but not least, Guild War new optimization. We basically get a way to copy and paste Guild War plans, and people can just copy the attacks that you've used. So yeah, it's quite interesting, the mechanics for this new live arena. There's basically three different types of challenges: AoE, single target. There's no anti-air here. And then random here indicates that every wave, it'll be random as to whether it's AoE or single target, which is quite interesting. It means that you kind of need to be prepared for both, or you need Ingrid for the instance. So there's also a couple of commander skills which changes the way that the game plays. So there's one where you reduce the cost of your enemy. There's one where you increase the damage of the enemy's units, or rather your own units that are attacking them. True damage, fatigue, stun, sleep. So a lot of different stuff going on, and I think it's quite interesting. I just don't like the fact that it's gonna be live and it's gonna be tied to a server, because not even server, it's gonna be tied to a zone in the. So for example, if I'm based in Singapore, I'm not gonna be able to fight with someone in the US, for example, who happens to be on 6x server, and vice versa. I just don't like that. Stage mechanics, like I said earlier, there's AoE, the single target, and then this one with random monsters. And then after that, extra gear rates, 1 to 3. So it looks like all these have new strategies. You can't use whatever you've been using for stage 1 to 21. And then Guild War plan sharing, I don't really care for this. I don't like auto fights anyways in Guild War, so yeah. And then what else is there? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then the update announcement, you just specify some improvements. So for example, in Diao Chan's case, she's only going to buff non-healer allies now. She's not going to buff allies who have like inspiration, for example, and as a result have higher attack than some of the units. I really like this one, where you can now place over units with summon and traps. This is really nice in some cases, especially for the Sun Wukong clones. That'll be very neat. There's Willing Skull. And there's a bug with Kigiri where he can somehow damage units with physical damage, or immune to physical damage. And then yeah, Honors Gauntlet, stages for gear rate 1 to 3, 22 to 24. New phase for Tower Deception. And then early wave refresh. This is going to make gear rate 3 farming a lot faster. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's also these new things here, new Demon Soldier shards. Sorry, not new Demon Soldier shards, but Demon Soldier shards that are existing that can be purchased from the Awakening shop now. And then Increase one more exchangeable legendary hero soul stone, meaning 2 will be available for exchange each week. Not sure how that will affect rotation. You can exchange one legendary skill crystal using legendary awakening tokens each week. And yeah, more auto fights, more skill dust. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else. Okay, this one is nice as well. I've been asking for this. Abyss 1 difficulty has an independent team set up from the other difficulties. Nice. Increase the development bonuses that Awaken Legendary Lord Heroes provide to Demon Soldiers. Okay, a buff to Lord BP. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't like the live arena. I still don't like it, even after reading all of it. I find the mechanics interesting, but I don't like the fact that this is coming to the game. Especially to a already dying server like 6x. But I like the new gear rates. I just wish that we had more visibility on what's new from us from farming those stages. But yeah, that's all we have to say about the new stages and the new Honors Gauntlet. But I want to take a look at Malrik now. So this guy has been called Gandalf by most of the community. He's an interesting unit, but I haven't found anything impressive about him. So base stats wise, 4.6k attack, pretty average. 2.6 seconds attack interval, pretty average as well. And his cost is at 19, and he's from the Infernal and Esotericist faction. So talent, hero gains 20% damage increase, grants Wizard Rune to the next hero deployed in attack range. So increase attack defense and HP of the rune bearer by 10%, and effect can stack with other effects, which means that this can stack with invigoration as well. And this effect can only be triggered one time per deployment, and when the Wizard's Rune is granted to an allied platform unit, Malrik's Fire form will be replaced with Frost form. So more on that later. Basic attack, 120% damage one time to one enemy in range. And then his first passive, while in the same form, every 5 attacks trigger Fire Blast or Ice Storm one time. So Fire Blast is just a single target DPS nuke. Ice Blast is an AoE nuke, and there's a 50% chance to cast Winter Spike. So Ice Storm's damage goes up to 45%, and then Firestorm goes up to 400. If no basic attack is launched for 5 seconds, next attack is guaranteed to trigger this effect. And then last passive, when casting the ultimate, restores 5% rage to heroes granted with Wizard Rune and permanently increases the hero's attack by 3%. So the rage regen goes up to 10 and the attack goes up to 5%. This attack increase can be gained up to 5 times for each battle, and if no one is granted with runes, restores an extra 5% rage to the hero, which I believe it's to Malrik himself. He'll get 15%, but if there's another unit, both of them get that 10% instead. So onto his ultimate. When the ultimate is activated, increases the hero's attack by 30% for 15 seconds, and during this time transforms the hero basic attack into Fireball, which is 80% damage to one enemy in range 3 times and inflicts burning, or Blizzard, 120% AoE damage one time up to 5 enemies in range and inflicts Winter Spike. So this is 100% Winter Spike hit. And yeah, effect duration can go up to 20 seconds, reach is at 800, which can go down to 700 at max, and with an Esotericist buff, faction buff, that can go even lower to like what, 575. And yeah, first glance, I think he looks okay, both from the single target and the platform unit perspective. I'm curious how we can deploy him in GVG to ensure that he has one mode or the other. I really like the fact that we have one more Winter Spike unit. Problem is that we're very dry on summons, and I'm very interested to see this Rune Mastery, whether it works for units like Anora, for example. Will Anora get that 10% rage? Because if she does, then it's gonna make Malrik pretty nice in terms of synergy, both from the Winter Spike as well as the rage perspective. So onto his Awakenings, Elemental Covenant is enhanced, 60% extra increased damage for Fire Blast and inflicts vulnerability, Then Ice Storms inflicts freeze, reduces damage interval by 0.3, and increases the chance of Winter Spike to 70%. Extra attack on A2. Increased speed boost gain from attack speed by 20%. I think this has something to do with attack interval, if I had to guess. Extra penetration, and then A5 gains an extra 10% damage increase, and when either hero or hero granted wizard rune dies, applies wizard's incantation, which is unyielding, and also 50% HP restoration. So if I had to guess, A3 is probably where it's at in terms of damage wise, but I don't foresee Malrik being crazy. I do think that he will make a very nice synergistic team with Cyrus, Emrat, Anora, Malrik, and GVG. Just not sure how effective it is, given that this season you don't really have much slots to place, platform units at the moment. But I like his kit. I think it's interesting, but yeah, I don't think he's as good as what people said initially. Like that he was a budget version of Ingrid. I think Ingrid and him are miles apart in terms of strength, just from the base stats alone. But yeah, that's the look at the new units coming to the game as well as the new content. Honestly, I'm more excited about the new gear rates that are coming. Not so much for the live arena and not so much for Malrik, because I don't think those are going to be game changing as far as what I can see as of now. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Let me know down in the comment section, what are you most excited about? Do you like live arena, or do you already hate arena as much as the way it is now? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.